This is not color guard. This is a special coating for wax. Pinatudlo ko na siya sa malagkuha board exam, bago sila gamitin nyo at your own risk. Otherwise, hindi na kamo mag-use it. I'm only using this to preserve my demo. Para on the next, demo, may gamitin pa ko gyapon. But this is totally new style. So same thing, may coating mo na siya. So here, this is a full setup. Okay. The crew gate of ES. Ang gusto mo ito na. But I won't be teaching it now. Okay. You wait for my master class. Alright, so I'll do my demo. So this one has an existing festooning, so I'm going to erase that. I'm going to teach you from start to finish how it's done. Yes, you may. Ay, totoo pala sa inyo yung final na technique. Ito yung pang-ultimate technique. Yara, pag-edit na yun. So this is my favorite armamentarium. This is my sail carver. Oh my goodness, wala di ang apon nga beaver tail. Goodness, wala di beaver tail. Nakadulaan ko na hope basta wala ako beaver tail. So feeling ko hindi ako ka-operate. Anyway, umulam na lang po. Makapaulam sa ako in my bonus. Pero joke ko lang na. But normally when we do festooning, this is only the two carvers we need. Okay. The sail or the electron and the 7A or the beaver tail. Alright, so I'll show you. And this one, no? Your continuous torch, looping. So, ang siyang need nyo, dami kayo kung mo kung sinay, but kung wala, so it's okay. You can use torch. So, first off, I'm going to do my wax build-up because this particular wax is already finished. So, I'm going to start again. So, I'll show you. Paano mag-build up sa wax. Alright, so first things first. Create a pencil made of wax. Or I mean a pen. Pen-shaped wax. This is important, okay? Because when you're building up wax, kilalan nyo siya sa ammonia wax. Because ginatudaw nyo siya from time to time. And then you start to build up. And as you do, because of the shape, na naka-roll siya like this one, so it's a lot easier to actually build up. Especially kung, precise build up. Because kung melted wax na siya and then na-pour over nyo, sometimes hindi siya that good. Okay? So I'll start here at the posterior because I want to know, I want to control my build up. Alright, so before you start your build up, it is important yung wax underneath is actually soft or melted. Because if you're gonna pour on place a melted wax on a non-melted wax, normally they don't adhere so much. So I'll show you. Okay. So take a look at this. Putang ko melted wax. Okay. And then let it settle in for a while. Okay. Then here on the melted parts, or I mean heated wax, I'll do my build-up. Okay. And we'll see later the difference between the two. Okay. Where does it? Alright, here, for example, nag-melt na siya, ang lugar kong lugar kong wax on a non-melted surface ng wax. Now take a look at this when I cut. When I cut, see the one, it's peeling over. See one? Nakakasya. Alright, so please remember, when you want to add wax, dapat ang surface wax is heated, and then before you apply the melted wax. Okay? Kung gina-applyan nyo siya melted wax and hindi heated ang surface, this is what will happen. When you're starting your cut, you peel off siya like that. Now take a look at this. Ang build up ko under heated wax. When I start my cut, it doesn't peel off. Okay? So build up siya ang wax nyo as a whole. Alright? So I'll start like this. So here on the posterior, I will determine which is which. So first off, I need to build up on the flange area. So this one is more specific kung di ko ma-build up. Alright? And here again, I'll build up on the gingival area. So gingival area just above your marginal gingiva. Okay, dadang ako ni bone. Okay, so I'll build this one up. So in this particular case of posterior, I will build this one up around here more subtle, more thicker around this part, okay, because it's smaller. So the bone normally around this part is thicker. So rounded na siya dapat. So that's why I build up to that mention ako. Right? And then as I transition towards the premolar, ang build up ko is a lot thinner. I start my build up on the cervical first. Okay. Cervical pag-build up una para matansya ko na siya somehow how thick would I want it to be. How thick would my festooning be. And then once nakita ko na siya kulang pa, I will add a little bit more and start to taper it later. Okay, so normally I build up the area wherein I have the prominence of my bone. Okay, so wala na mag-build up. As you can see, I don't build it up so much here. Okay, build up lang muna din because I want the area on the flange rounded. So I will build up a little bit. Correct? Then before you proceed, then settle on it. Okay? Then yun siya pag-build up, sige-sige. Okay, ang wax nyo, masapa na siya i-control. Okay? I'll remove this coating. Coating ko na nabili. Alright. Pumatik ka mo mayo ha, may napokin sacrifice ko today. Ang daog ko light pure, galing din profit, kaya magulak ko to. So, yes, napokin sacrifice ko, pumatik ka mo. Don't make this one in vain. I'll start building up canine. So this canine right here, like what I've said earlier, should be a lot thicker. So, ma-add ko yan on the flange. Alright, and then I'll start building up my canine. Now, when I do build up my canine, I start with the cervical portion again. See that one? Napuntain ko na siya. Okay? Then, heat up a little bit. Then, start bringing the root eminences. Here we go. So, one. That's how we can see this. Okay? Canine. So, this one is more like isolated fistooning. So, but I would have done where exactly i-build up dapat may build up. So with this kind of technique or kind of approach, you are saving time. Because ang old technique is pinaputakan mo siya wax all over and start subtracting wax from that thickness. So you don't know how thick ang gina-add mo. So that's a problem. Alright, so take a look at the canine here. Diba? May thickness na siya ang canine. Alright, so I'll proceed with my anteriors. On the anteriors, I will not add so much. So I'll make it thin, that one. Then add a little bit. asig lang, tapos lang, build up. Right. I'll go faster here, kaya nakita nyo naman ang step, so I'll do the same step. Sinatapoy, magpumiwa ka lang po rin. So, nagkawan nyo na lang. Tunda nyo na lang tayo. Tawag din natin yung wakal. As you can see, I'm using a blue flame torch. Kaya mas naka-target siya kung hindi siya gusto ko dito. Okay, so like here, gusto ko lang drop na siyang size. Balaan kung next yung pumangkot, hindi na makapakal. How much? HM. HM daw. Hindi na ko maghambal. Mahal. Okay? So, makontento ka mo kung anong meron sa inyo. I started sa drop na. Okay? So, subong nakaluwag-luwag na makapakal na ko na pwede ka na siya mahal. I mean, in all honesty, this one is cheap. 3,000. Just to satisfy your curiosity, pala curious ka mo, okay? So, just to satisfy your curiosity, how much? 3,000. But you know what? When you buy expensive stuff like this one, this will stay with you for quite a while. So, nagbakal po ako sa name since 2016, gamit ko siya until 2021. 2021 na siya luba. Ang mga ginabakal niya ng cheap, like sa Mermark for example, give it like 2 months of continuous use. Wala na, luba na siya. Isa na wala ka 2 months na. Alright, so this one's ready for cut. Okay? So, mula na siya kasi simple ang build-up ko. Alright, there you go. Build-up pa lang pasado na. Pwede na. Alright, so, it's a build-up. Okay, so, ang build-up nyo hindi daw kilala na kung damo ng wax. You just need to target where the thickness of your wax should be. Okay? Because you're wasting time yung pun-un mo na siya wax, and then i-reduce mo man lang siya. No, it doesn't make sense when you do that. So, always remember where should you add thickness, where should you not. That's all there is. Okay, now, let's start our cut. Like what I've said earlier, ang iyong pakita ko sa inyo, medyo gagalit ko. Please don't follow this. Do not soak your wax build-up in between sa water. Okay? Because water goes in sa inyong mga spaces. Okay? And then by the time na gina-heat up mo siya, galupok siya, ga-create siya sa bubog. Okay? So don't do that. Ginubra ko lang siya because wala ko sa nuya. Kung kumuhuyog-huyog. Okay? And kimiga video. Pero normally sa laboratory, ginahuyog-huyog ko na siya. Ganun siya. Alright? Tapos umuyog, butang sa pasyente. Don't follow that. So, ibutang mo lang siya para dasig, no? Para may makita ka more away. Because medyo nadaliman ko. Alright, so I'm ready to cut. Now, like what I said earlier, do not cut. This is the tip of your carver. Do not cut exactly on this angle. That's wrong. Okay? Din ka din ako orient ang ating edge. Because I'll show you samples, like here. I'll show you a cut wherein the orient ko cervically. I'll show you. This is a cervical orientation. This is a cervical orientation. You see the ledge? Alright, now, to compare, this is the incisal cut. Now let's compare. See one? See the tapering of the second that I did? Right? See the tapering? Now, dito i-hit ko man na ma-fold man na siya. I'll show you. Ang iban, ang hope nila is torch. This is not your hope. This is just your burnisher. So, pwede lang ko i-torch mo manamit na siya tayo. No. Take a look at this. Because of the difference in cut, even if you torch it, see the one? See how my cut, yung naka-orient occlusally, melts and do the transition. Okay, you see the tapering transition, not do natural. Now take a look at that. Diba? May ledge, do my gingivitis, and you still have to work on it the second time around, just to make it nice. Okay, so with this cut, you see? Focus. Mas ga blend in siya. Okay? Compare sa. Now, so I'll do this, make it fast. So first off, I just need to determine which is which. So either way, pwede nyo siya maobra. This one is interchangeable. So I need to determine where should I limit my interdental papilla. So if I have excess wax that goes beyond the contact point here from the middle third, then meaning remove muna siya all the way out. Okay? Now I'm gonna check. Okay, so I have here. So I'm gonna reduce this one a little bit first. Okay. This one also. This one. Alright. And then I'll start my cut. Now when I cut, I normally see to it that I cut it in such a way that I shave the tooth. Okay? So sometimes I heat it up lightly lang, para hindi tamaan ka aggressive or dako ang ako ng cut because I'm using a blunt instrument. So, gina-heat up ko lang siya a little bit and start my cut. So I normally start where my interdental papilla should be. Okay? And then start my cut all the way around the tooth. Okay? I'm shaping it. Now when you cut, you have to remember also where the orientation of the tooth. So since your most of the tooth or teeth naton is always oriented towards the distal, so your cut will be slightly off towards the distal. Get me? So I'll continue. This cut right here, going up, and terminate. Alright? And then lateral incisor, again from the interdental papilla. Cut, oriented towards the distal. Slowly, and then cut. Remember, the lateral incisor will always be shorter on the cervical in comparison to your central incisor. Your lateral incisor is shorter than your central incisor. So since this one is kind of short, so I'll add a little bit more. Right, there we go. One. Then on my canine. Now on my canine, this one is quite tricky for canine because we have techniques. So normally with your canine, can you focus the canine? I'll show you some picture. All right. Steady hands. You see this one? Because your canine, when you look at the patient, it's straight. You look at the patient straight. If you cut this one without shape, diretso lang, sometimes it would appear like the incisor. So normally, canine natin would go around here with contour, and then go down and with the S shape. Okay? So my S shape, so I'll show you here. Medyo budlay na siya. Budlay na siya, but you can do it. So with the S shape here, first, orient, interdental, go up, like that, and then Okay? You need that S shape, hindi siya that visible. Sige lang, hindi ba tanda? Kulang po siguro akong cut. That S shape, you start here, straight, go up, and then you need that S shape. I don't know if you can see it. There. Okay. Siya lang makikita masyado. Define that. Okay? You need that S-shaped movement so that when you cut for the K-line, there. Focus a little bit more. There. Sorry. Alright. Stop. Alright. See this one? The contour, it will go bulk up a little bit and then malaki siya. Ang sa hindi siya masyado makita, I'll add a little bit para ma-emphasize ko. I'll show you the significance of this. Now, pakita ko na sa inyo ang direct cut. I-direct cut ko siya. That's a direct cut. Wala S form. So, it looks okay naman, di ba? Namin pa siya tulong pagyapon. But this is the reason why we do the S cut on the canines. So, I'll add a little bit. Kaya ito mo hindi siya ma-emphasize. Tapos mount siya sa water para lasing ang ako din. Alright. So the S cut, again, from here, straight, go up, and then shape. Up, there, kita na siya, mas clear. Tanya? This one. Right? Why is it like that? Because that is the transition point of your lateral incisor to your canine. Okay? If you cut it straight, your canine will appear big. If you have that S cut there, it will appear a good transition towards the canine that would look natural. Okay, so if you want your canine, for example, hindi siya bangkil tulupon, you do this cut. But if you don't care, you cut it straight. But I think most of you will not care. Because tapos kung diretsyo na siya. But this is the S cut right here. So I will continue again. So I will cut a little bit more. Now, when you cut premolars are straight. Tadungan na siya. So, and normally shorter na siya sa inyong canine. Okay, that one. I'll go fast. So, as you transition pa kanto sa posterior, slowly gagamay siya, gagamay ang ipot. Okay? So normally, ang protocol for cut sa canine as a premolar, dungan na sila, pareho na sila kataas. Okay? Now, here's the best part. Molars. So mag-cut sa molars, we assume letter W from this angle, from this view. Pero kung natawag mo naman siya flat like that, it's letter M. Okay? So this is how you do it. So, contact area, cut, create a W. yan. Okay, because that is the contour of your molar. Because your molar is tri-rooted, so your molar has two roots on the buccal. You have your mesial, you have your distal. Diba? So you have that division. Okay, you have that shape that divides the two roots. You get me? Right, let's continue. Make this one more clear. I'll go higher. Sometimes your artistic sense will tell you that this one you should not make it even. So that's what I normally do. I'm simulating here na somewhat may arang kita recession of your nose. So gagawa siya a little bit or part of the root. Okay, so that it will look natural. So on the molar region, that's normally how we come. And then here, same thing. All right. Then you can do your light burnishing. On your light burnishing, you can see more or less your first cut. Okay? That's your first cut. I'll finish. On the other side, I'll make it fast. Para makaproceed to this is the second cut. Wala daw mukha ang kalasig lang siya. Okay, since wala ko daw mukha ka lang down on the other side, like kailangan ka seconds or minutes, right? So I can start also my light burnishing around and check for symmetry. Okay, from here I can check the symmetry, if it's symmetrical or not. Kung meron ako a symmetrical area, I will cut, I will move. Okay? So, because this part right here, hapos pa ni siya ni mo incorrect. Pero once na start ka na sa imong ang tawag si Neng, the second cut, it's kind of hard. Okay? Because, di ba, sino gusto da sa magkaibo or maglibat sa namin mo ng obra? Di ba wala? Right? So, normally, like that. At this point, check yun na. Alright, so since though okay naman siya, just for demo's sake, alright, so okay na siya. I'll start with my second cut. Now, for beginners, what I'm suggesting is this. Always draw your triangle. Always draw your second cut. So, I'll show you. So, beginner ko kunwari. So, I will draw where my depression should be. So, I'm gonna draw here. This is where my depression. Okay. Create a big groove there, or triangle. Then drawing ko na. Drawing. Ganyan. Alright, so I'll draw. Hindi na ako ma-start cut later. Basta sa pag-drawing mo na. Nice. So drawing nyo na, ang apex ng triangle, you can adjust it where it should be. Okay? Normally, it should be as near as possible sa inyong gingival groove. Tingnan yung gingival groove nyo. From marginal gingiva, 1 millimeter above it, that's your gingival groove. Normally, when you taper or do your depression, it should be as near as possible sa gingival groove mo or within gingival groove. Why? Because the moment you raise this one up, as tadi imong second cut, for example, it will create a very thick gingival groove. Ano? Damol-damol in yung gingiva. Domay gingivitis. Okay? So there you go. So I start drawing again. Where I should place it. Okay, 9 here. Over here. Go. See, may mga drawings na. Huh? That one? Now, if you have a burnisher, you may use burnisher. Sino na may burnisher? Hola. Burnisher. Egg burnisher. Because I'll teach you 2 ways to actually do this cut.
Ito na Kimsong.
Oh, alin na? Oh, on the right. See the shape? Because the shape is a little bit triangular, so you may use this. But careful. I don't advise using this because hindi mo makontrol ang depth. Especially kung medyo bigil ka or medyo bukan yung hamon. If this is imbes na nabaw lang siya dito dasok nyo. Okay? That makes it really deep and it's kind of hard to recover. And then when you hit this one up, you hit this one up lightly. Like that now. And then start creating a groove. Okay? That you may groove. They will define, no? Okay. Shape the line. So using my burnisher, nakaka-create ako sa groove right there. Tanya? Right? Now, I don't advise this, but you may do so, but do it carefully. What I'm advising you to do is use your sail and just cut it directly. This is what I'm doing, always, because I want to save time. So I cut this one using my sail. Careful lang kamo mag-cut ng sail because sometimes that peel off ang wax. Whenever you have a case of a peeled off wax, do not hit it with torch directly, but get your instrument na may small end and then heat that one up. Okay? Amo ka muna mag-correct. Normally, I use Zale carver most of the time. So, again, I'm gonna cut. My V groove. There you go. This one is a lot faster. Depende kung ano masawaan nyo, ha? It's up to you. So let's focus first on the anteriors only. There we go. I mean my depressions, alright? So naka-isolate na siya mga ngipon natin. So here, normally, ito may toothbrush. Ano pala? You will see the difference here sa cut. You'll see the difference sa cut sa aton burnisher at sa aton Zale. If you notice, as a burnisher, it needs a round area. Right? It is a round area. See that one?
Yes.
Natawang sa Zale. Ang Zale is more natural. Okay, hindi siya round. Okay, that's why I like Zale. So, sige lang, para makita nyo lang. So, ari makita nyo yung i-brush ko. Into siya a little bit. Okay, so there you go. I have more or less my usual form. Right. So almost ready na siya for the third cut. Right? So before I do that, I'll start first my second cut here sa posterior. At the posterior, again, medyo light na siya yung cut tray. So medyo shallow. So I normally cut just around sa areas. So again, may nalising apart. So I will restore that one using my Zale. You're gonna leave that part here, Anay. Now I want this area here thick. Okay. Okay, let's leave it as it is. Because I will do my third cut. A little fast here. Alright, so this one's ready for the third cut. One. Alright, so third cut. Third cut, kita nyo yung pang shape nyo. All you need to do is follow the direction to din ng root. Remember, you have this window. So you have the window here na thick. See this part? Thick na siya may bone na da. Pero, pinadagaling ang area kung may bone, so therefore, cover siya sa parts ng root. So therefore, mas prominent. But when it transitions towards the base, the base of the maxilla, manotice mo, gadula na siya ang root. Because damol-damol na ang bone. So therefore, as you can see, wala kita sa root form na extend all the way up. Okay? Now I'll start. Second cut, third cut, I'm using 7A. So I'm gonna shape where the root should be, or where the bulk of the bone should be. So I'll start here. So normally it's easy. The motion is scraping out. Do not scrape up. Scrape down. Okay? Why scrape down? Because if this is your wax, when you scrape down, you cut deep, you go for the shallow cut. When you do your scrape up, you cut deep, you go shallow on the top. So that means ang imo sa ipon malipis, ang imo sa base of the maxilla madamol. So that's wrong. Okay? So it's always straight down. So straight down motion, I'll show you. Alright, we start here, the middle, remember, middle. Ario. Edge. Marginal gingiva, middle. So we start there. You shape. See? I'll go further. Now, when it comes to canine, do not scrape so much. Binlan nyo siya eminences. So, dito mo mag-scrape sa top. Going down. Because the eminence of your canine should be thick. So there, as you can see. Mas tama na sa canine. Okay? Now I'll go further on the central, middle, okay. I know you don't like the texture because I'm kulit-kulit, pero pwede mo na siya mapag-playing later. So there you go. The one. So compare on the second cut on the side, third cut here. The one. Right. If you don't like the texture, you can flatten it. How? Run your torch lightly. Go back and forth. And then brush it. After you brush, run your torch again. There you go. The lessen the texture. But sometimes most students like the texture. Okay, no, yan sila sa train. Gusto nila may texture. Okay, we'll add texture later. So I'll continue. I'll go fast. Scrape, scrape, scrape here. Tapos lang na. Ano siya easiest? Go. So easy. Alright? That one. The texture. Alright, so I'll proceed with the posterior. Sa posterior, almost the same. Alilan na din kinalain. I will start here sa pinakalikod. So, hindi ka mo mag-start and then cut like that. Okay? Rather, start cutting like this first. Why do we do this? Remember, you have a very large bone surrounding your second molar. Okay, this is the tuberosity area. So, ang bone na sobra na nakadouble, so make it round. Okay, make it round. So, once I make it na round mo na siya, create this rounded edge on your flange. There you go. Okay, and then taper down the edge. I mean, taper down the thickness of your gingiva. Okay, so tuwing ka na, pwede ka stretch. Okay, so what I normally do is just scratch it like that randomly. And here also. Do it randomly. That gives me a shape, no, of the denture around this part. This area will be prepared for the frenum. Just make your scratches consistent. Alright, here we go. So light the torch. And then, okay. Dasig lang. Posterior, normally posterior, dasig lang na siya. Alright, so gusto nyo ba lang kung look forward ng frenum. Right? So to add frenum, it's easy. Just draw a frenum. Okay? Ay, so sorry. Ang ganda. If may wax pen naman, it's a lot better. Kung wala, pwede mo. Make it random. Ang iya pattern. Diba? Correct. Alright, so there, random, and then carve it. Sabi nyo, nagdugang lang ako, okay na ha? No, you have to carve it. Okay? But when you carve, please do so in such a way na random man siya. One. So it's randomly oriented. See? Okay. And then shape or scratch or texture underneath. Alright. We're good. Yeah? So easy. Huh? Easy. Now let's add Phantom here in front. Wala ito mong look forward yung artistry. Here's the front. Make it random also. Again. That's why I'm using a small carver because I don't want to add so much wax because kapag tayo mag-sculpt or mag-carve. So like that lang siya. Okay? Cute lang. Okay? Pwede na siya extend mo down pakanto sa sa interdental. Pwede man nga sa lang sa tunga. So, whatever. Kung hindi na ang gusto mo from. It's on your own. You're on your own. Okay? It's your fault. Then again, make a random orientation of the random. Well, as much as possible, don't make it straight. Okay, kung ina-straight mo siya, to peke. Oh, I just did make it straight, so medyo peke. You taper down siya a little bit here para gamay lang. Subtle. Okay. Lasig lang, no? Alright. Continue. Here again, I'm gonna cut this part. Orient my flanges. Okay, make this area rounded. Then start my scratching. Same direction. When you do scratching for texture, always observe direction. So dapat same. Namin sa posterior because suppose lang siya i-festoon. Right? Done right away. So fast. Okay. Then I'll add frenum again. So this one is quite tricky because nakuha siyang frenum. I mean damo. This is I think top loaded day. So I'll add one. Another. Sorry. Wrong orientation. make it random again. Huh? Okay. Cut lang. May kulang pa. Bukangan mo. And carve.
Ubus na.
It's subtle. Pwede mo kita mapasubtle ang imong mga frenum, attachments, kung i-heat mo siya and then brush. So here on this side, I want it subtle, so wala ko ipadamo ang detail. Ito ka damo-damo yung siyang tulupon. So, brush and then finalize my texture. Okay, so I'm done. So paano magpahining? Right? So right, so paano magpahining? So this is one way to do it. So lightly torch all the areas. And then soak right away. Water. It will come out shiny. Okay? The shiny siya there. Go. Come on. Okay. Now, let's go sa lingual. Lingual aspect, wala na so much gatudlo because it's so easy. Take a look at the back portion of your sail. Okay? The back portion of your sail, orient it exactly on the tooth. Here. Then cut. See the one? So easy. See? Muna na siya mag-cut lang. Then pagkat to this premolar, go easy. And then cut. Alright, now pagka doon sa canine, use your 7A. 7A, scoop the wax. Go up. That will create a ledge. Flatten the ledge. Okay, so that it will transition. Then finish the sides with your Zale Harbor. Okay, that's how you do it on the palatal. And then here, Sail Harbor as well. That. Asa sa other side. So, hapos na siya sa palatal. Okay, wala na tayo sang ilugay. Alright, so here we go. You can pass around. Sa likod to wala pa. Nasa likod nung wala pala sa office tuning. Now let's go sa mandibular. Sa mandibular is the same. Kapoy na. Sakto na. Sa mandibular is just the same. This is what I'm going to let you observe. Take a look at the back portion of your Zale, of your 7A. Now, I want you to do this first. Pero parehas lang sila orientation sa maxillary. So, hindi na po mag-demo so much mandibular. Amo lang din siyang gusto kong pakita sa inyo. See this shape? Orient the shape on the buckle shape. First things first. It creates concavity. Okay? And then also orient your 7A on the premolar region, going towards the molar. It will create concavity on the inside. Okay, so what siyang concavity na? So one, tama? Gawa. Gawa na. Natuwa na lang ang shapes ng carver. Kita niyo? Ang shapes ng carver, follow na siya ang concavity mo sa carver. So what? And here. Okay? That's on a cut, similar na siya sa maxillary. Okay? So let's do it. Any questions? Any questions? K9 sa mandibular, same lang kita siya sa maxillary. I'll show you the build-up. Ito lang, kita ko na lang. Tamad na po na rin. Okay, build up on the K9. The rest parehas na siya, ha? Actually, mas subtle ang mandibular. So, build up sa K9 is almost the same as your maxillary. Pero normally, it's broad. Mas lapad. Kita ba? Ano, nakuha ko sa build up. Okay? Then I'll show you the cut sa mandibular na nasa anteriors because the posteriors is gonna be the same. Sa posterior, the same lang na siya. Cut like that. Cut deeper to create a M or W. Whichever angle you may see it. Build up sa K9 sa mandibular, medyo thick. Okay? So, i-cut ko na siya first cut. Tama lang. Alright, here's some K9. Do my cut. So normally, second cut again, here. For example, second cut also here. So for the K9, medyo hindi na siya hasta sa may lalugit. And then much shorter siya as compared with maxillary. Damo lang siya or lapad lang siya, pero mas shorter siya ang iyang thickness sa neck. gamay siya compare mo sa maxillary. Maxillary yung daan, kasaka, hindi naman siya palapad. Okay? So, ang cut ko na yun sa sa mandibular, masapos, I'm using this, Zale, 7A. So, ginatunaw ko lang siya each part. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I start using my Zale. Creating my second cut using my Zale. One. Okay, and then also my 7A. So mas nipis siya ang sa mandibular. So mas makita mo lang siya sa cuff area. So mo lang siya makita sa mandibular. No? Udra lang siya sa top. Okay? And brush. So mandibular is a lot easier compared sa maxillary. So, yeah. Wala ko naging tapos And then mas subtle ang sa mandibular. Alright? You good? Alright, so, sige. Start na ka mo.